Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to episode 297 of the 4,000 Question Challenge. Forgive me for the noise you can probably hear. There is someone below me putting in pergo floors for my mother-in-law. Let's hop to it anyway. The last two episodes had strong, somewhat negative endings. Let's see how this one goes. Because remember, the goal here is to read all these questions for the first time blind. So let's try. Should neighbors be warned about sex offenders? Yes, they should. But I should put a caveat, like sex offenders who are flashers or have got caught peeing in public. No, that crap is not necessarily important unless they start flashing or peeing on your neighbor or their property. But real sex offenders, like sexual predators against children or against adults, yes, we should know about them. What should be the punishment for child abuse? Well, you lose your children, and the state takes them away and puts them into an adoption system so they can be adopted by people who love them and will not abuse them. And remember, for me, abuse is any physical harm. If you hit a kid, you should lose your kid. Flat out. There's a simple criteria for figuring out whether you should hit your child. Is your child capable of understanding reason? The answer is yes to that question. Use reason. The answer is no to that question. You don't hit them because they're not going to understand why you're hitting them because they don't understand reason. In short, don't hit your kid. It makes you a child abuser, and I think the state should take your child away from you. Should health insurance cover infertility treatments? This is a tough one. We have a lot of goddamn humans, and I'm not sure we need any more humans. And if you can't naturally have a kid, maybe that's nature's way of saying that your genes don't belong in our gene pool. That's a hard-ass thing to say, and I'm sorry if it hurts some people. I know that many people are attached to the concept of having a child of their own. It mystifies me, but I know a lot of people have that attachment. But there's a lot of kids. There are tens of thousands of children in America that need homes. Go find some. Make yourself a family. Family's family. Whether it's by blood or love, family's family. What do you think about condom distributions in high school? Back up a truck and just pour them on the floor. They should be available to anyone, anywhere in the world who wants one at any time, as well as lubricant and dental dams and gloves. All the safe sex tools should be readily available to anyone that needs them and free of charge at the point of delivery, and we will benefit so much from the reduction in unwanted pregnancies and STIs. Are you optimistic or pessimistic about the nation's future? Right now, I am really pessimistic. Remember, that flag back there is for a reason. I am currently living under a Nazi regime. Do you have confidence in TV news? It depends on the news source. Fox News? Hell no. The BBC? A heck of a lot more. What revision of current parole laws would you make? That's interesting. Parole is a very complex concept. I do fully support the idea of parole. I think that the system should be fair. I think that we should try to eliminate as much, classism and racism and discrimination against people as possible. I think goals should be set that are realistic so people can actually live within them. I think we should be using what technology we have available so that more people can have home arrests or limited access arrests, so they can have certain areas they can travel in and not other areas. I think it should be free at point of delivery. Right now, if you're home arrested, you're paying for that bracelet, the liberty of being at home instead of being in a prison. I don't think that it should happen. I think it should be free at the point of delivery. So yeah, parole's a complex issue, and I don't know as much about it as I should, but I do have some feelings, as I just told you. Here you go. What is the most important election issue for the federal government? Most important. Civil liberties and human rights is the first thing that comes to my mind. But election reform, getting rid of getting rid of people who buy politicians, getting rid of gerrymandering, those are also very powerful. Getting rid of voter suppression laws, like the voter ID stuff, that's very important. Those two topics are running really neck and neck for me, I guess. What was the most interesting legal case of the past year? I'll be honest, I don't think in those terms. I'm not saying I haven't encountered interesting legal cases in the last 12 months, but I don't think of, well, this month, this was the most interesting legal, but I don't think in that way. So I couldn't necessarily tell you which is the most interesting. I'm sure I've read about some of them. I may have even commented here on my channel about them. Probably most of them deal with the way minorities are screwed over in the world, and women screwed over in the world. But I can't think of the most interesting within the last 12-month period. Sorry. The last question for this episode: do you think the judicial system is fair, too lenient, or too tough in sentencing criminals? I think the judicial system is not fair. It is incredibly racist and sexist. I think it is twisted the way it sends people to prison for stealing $100, but if somebody embezzles $1 billion and wipes out the savings of 100 million people, they get 30 months in a cushy prison cell. Hell no. Hell no. Your prison sentence should be based on the harm you have done to society. Just like your traffic ticket should be based on your income. If you make $10,000 a year, your traffic ticket may be $10. If you're making $10 billion a year, it should be a hell of a lot higher. Make it fucking hurt. Go after businesses. Go after wage theft. Go after polluters. Our judicial system needs to be fair and it needs to be thorough. And it would be a hell of a lot harsher because the people I would want to be in the system are the ones that deserve to be in the system, the ones that are currently manipulating it and destroying the world at the same time. Remember, I'm a bleeding heart socialist. So I think that we should be going after the people at the top and have a legal system that is far, far more lenient and kinder to the people at the bottom. You want to go after the people who are violent? Cool. Throw them in prison. Crimes against people, I'm all about making sure that those individuals are kept away from society. But material stuff, we should be far more lenient than we are. And the victimless crimes, like drug use or prostitution, legal prostitution, as in the sense that between consenting adults, it shouldn't be illegal at all. People want to pay for sex, pay for sex. What do I care? Nothing to do with me. I'm not selling and I'm not buying. So why should I get involved? Make it safe. Sex work is work. And they should be given the same respect every other worker gets. Sorry. So, the last 3 episodes of the 4,000 question challenge have ended on a strong, somewhat negative note. We'll see how things go for the last 3 of this 100 questions. So we're almost at 300. And after that, we're down to the last 100 questions. Or 100 videos. 1,000 questions. I'm kind of figuring if there actually are 1,000 questions left in this book. Man, I hope there are. Oh, there's a chapter on work in here. Oh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Oh, yeah, work. What's this one here? Spirituality. Oh, that could be interesting, good and bad. So far, I haven't been impressed with this author. We'll see if she can pull it out of her ass for the last few. Alrighty, so thank you for being here for episode 297 of the 4,000 question challenge. I hope you'll be here for 298.